So yeah, I'm looking for, oh, who's that? MSP High Speed, what's up, man? Have a good day, all right? Take it easy. All right, guys, so it's another day, and I'm about to go to Micro Center to get something. Distance from here, I'm not really sure. I think it's probably like 3-4 miles. I'm not sure, but it is cold out, so you can expect the battery to be affected, and that's typical of lithium-ion batteries, or any battery really. So a few things I'm concerned about is the baldness of this tire. So as you can see, I haven't ridden it in a while, but it's clearly bald. And as you can see, there's a semi-puncture in this tire already. So that's something to look out for while I'm out there. But why did I choose the high speed 1800 watt hours? Because it's portable and it's fun and it's light and it has enough torque for me. You know what I mean? But what I really want to do today is compare it with the Kingsong KS20. Now the KS20 is a much bigger wheel, much wider wheel. Definitely much heavier. I think it's about 77 pounds compared to this, around 56. So what's interesting is this Kingsong KS20 is a brand new wheel, modern technology, but are you getting more out of it? Besides the suspension and the looks, are you getting more out of it? So let's find out. The plan is to go, ride simply. Don't ride too hard because it is cold out. I'll ride, conservative going, and then on the way back, I'll try to do hard riding. But let's see how it compares to the Kingsong, right? Let's see what's up. Let's see how older wheels stand up to newer wheels. So you guys won't be seeing a lot of craziness because it's winter, it's cold. I'm trying to be as conservative as possible going to my destination so that I could go crazy coming back. You know what I mean? Let's do this. Get off that road, man. Conservative, guys, very conservative, yeah! so I made it to my destination. 8.7 miles. Top speed 37. Average riding 16 miles per hour. Because the idea was to be conservative, you know what I mean? That 37 miles per hour was just like on a nice little stretch or something like that where there were cars, you know what I mean? You don't ever want to get in the way of cars, you know what I'm saying? If you're gonna be in the traffic, ride hard. You know what I'm saying? Don't annoy the cars. But 94, 95 volts, you know, let it calm down. It's probably gonna get back to 96 volts, which is beautiful. That means I can haul the way I want to heading back home, you know what I mean? So my point of making this video right now is, besides the fact that I have to get stuff here from Micro Center, is that, you know, if you compare this MSP high speed to a wheel like the Kingsong KS20, you know what I mean, the KS20, which is a beautiful wheel, you might regret it. You might regret it. Not that I've had the wheel, it's just I trust people like Speedy Feet, you know what I mean? Rev Rides, people like that, Marty. I trust these people in terms of range. Now, with Marty, you can always get the absolute range because you know how he rides. He's not a hard rider, etc. But when you compare it to like someone like Speedy Feet, who doesn't necessarily ride hard, but he does ride off-road, which gives you all the resistance and stuff you need in order to determine, you know, the true range of the wheel. You know, when you combine these two guys, you can pretty much expect something in your range, depending on your weight, etc., etc. So if you're any heavier than Marty, heavier than Speedy Feet, then you kind of know what to expect. With me, I'm pretty much in their range. So when Speedy Feet said that, you know, the range of the KS20 was roughly 26 miles, well, roughly 30, but around 26 miles, the wheel starts beeping at you. That was depressing. But here's the thing, though. It makes sense, guys. Let me show you the wheel. Let's be honest, man. With this wheel, what you're getting is you're getting portability. And I've always said that. I'll always keep saying it. You can't get nothing for nothing. You know, you have portability. It's light. Yes, it's 1800 watt hours, but you can see why Gotway makes the panel so light. You know what I mean? The only thing heavy on this wheel is the battery and the motor. You know what I mean? But for the most part, this wheel, where portability and range is concerned, you can eke out a lot out of this wheel just by riding conservatively. And if you decide to ride hard too, you can probably get a roughly 26 miles, 30 miles. I think the last time I tried this which was like a while ago, was probably like 30 something miles, riding hard, you know what I mean? But I don't think it was in the cold weather. So cold, you can definitely probably cut that by a third for obvious reasons. So, I mean, just look at it. It's old, I know, it's an old wheel. You're probably looking at it, you know, compared to the new wheels, and you're like, this thing is old, you know, it doesn't look modern, but guys, it has everything you need. This wheel, I feel, will last throughout the modern wheels, because if you're considering city riding, city or small town, etc., this is going to work well. But for places like California, places like if you live in a rural area, I've said these things before, the KS20 is not going to work out. It's just not going to work out, because unless you plan on, because again, there's a variety of people out there. I've seen people with the Kingsong KS18 say they absolutely love that wheel because, you know, the suspension, etc. And then they come up with their reasoning as to why they, you know, purchased such a wheel. And obviously a lot of these guys, they ride really conservatively. They don't really push it. It's all about what you need. But for the price of the KS20, I don't see it, man. I don't see it. I don't see it. You're going to regret it. I mean, and it makes sense because you have a big wheel. You have the KS20, which is a massive wheel. You know, yes, you have the batteries on both sides. It's a big wheel. It's a heavy wheel, 77 pounds. And you really you're getting a lot more battery than this wheel right here. But, you know, the 45 claim top speed, etc., which Kingsong is not known for, in my opinion, this is all opinion, guys. This is all opinions. Kind of takes away from that battery capacity, you know. So, I mean, it's just fascinating that an 1800 watt hour wheel kind of outperforms the KS20, which tells you a lot. You know, that the suspension, the batteries on both sides, the weight of the motor, all of that stuff, the pedals, everything, all that stuff adds up. You know what I mean? So plus your weight, forget it. The wheel, unfortunately, did not live up to expectations where range is concerned. And we kind of knew that. When we saw the capacity. So, but yeah, in terms of performance, I can't say 100%. But I know one thing, compared to like, you know, what Rev Rides did and stuff like that and all these other guys, I'm sorry, man, this is the way to go. Now, obviously, minus suspension, always minus suspension. But if you're just talking about like city riding, this is the way to go, man. MSP, RS, you know, these types of wheels. So let me get what I need to get, head back, and just haul home, you know, haul it. Let me know what you guys think, because who knows, maybe everything I just said meant absolutely nothing. So let me know what you guys think. So yeah, I'm looking for, oh, who's that? MSP High Speed, what's up, man? Have a good day, all right? Take it easy. But I'm looking for one of these Wi-Fi extenders, because the Wi-Fi won't reach to my daughter's room. So, well, it's reaching there, but it's not as strong. So I gotta find one of these. I want a good one, but I don't want an expensive one. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, that's what I came here for, guys. Also, another benefit, obviously, of the older wheels is the USB port. You know what I mean? Now, I don't use it often, but I do use it. Like when I really need it. It's one of those things, like it's like a knife, like a pocket knife. You don't really need it. Well, you don't really use it, but when you really need it, you need it. And this is like that. So my camera is charging right now. This is awesome. Obviously, I could have brought like a battery pack, but I wasn't thinking. But yeah, it comes in handy. Here we go. Hold up. Let's see.
37 miles per hour. Distance 1 mile, 800 yards. Battery 38%. Voltage 86.1 volts. Low battery.
Low battery. It says low battery because I'm hauling, man. It's not really low battery, you know what I'm saying? speakers, but I have no choice right now because my earbuds is not working. All right, so I made it back before the sun completely, well, I could say the sun is non-existent, but there's still light. So guys, let me show you. Here's the high speed. All right, beautiful. The voltage, let me see what that's at right now. All right, so the voltage is 90 volts. It's 52%. But it's obvious that the reason this is happening is because of the cold. This is just expected, okay? You cannot ride as hard as you want in the cold. At least not eventually. Initially, yeah, but I decided to do it the opposite way. Usually I ride hard going because I want to have fun, but on the way back, it's a little bit tougher, you know what I mean? So I opted not to bring my charger because I wanted to really compare it with the Kingsong KS20. The reason I chose the KS20 because these are in different leagues, you know. The KS20 has suspension. This one has no suspension. My little boy. This one has no suspension. And so what happens is, you know, you're like, okay, well, they're in different classes. How can you possibly compare these? Well, I believe you can because, you know, in my case, I like city riding and I do not like bumps. Hence why I absolutely love jump pads. You know what I mean? Power pads, jump pads, whatever you want to call them. I absolutely love it because I get to jump. The light just went out. Come on, light. Light! Hold on. All right, let me speak real quick. But anyway, the point is, that's the difference, is that you're going to ask yourself, how much can you bear a lot of bumps? How much can you bear potholes, etc., compared to something so portable? You know what I mean? So portable, so like nimble, etc. One of the problems that you had with the KS20 with people that are pretty much testing it out is that the tire, you know, unlike this one, which is nice and round, is a little bit bulky, knobby, I'm sorry. So it takes away a lot from your ability to maneuver. And for me, maneuvering is the most important thing. You know what I mean? What's the point of riding in traffic the way I do without the ability to maneuver the way you want to? You know what I mean? So that's just my small take on that. And the main thing here is range. That's the main thing, is the range. You can imagine Speedy Feet got 26. I'm sure it was cold where he was. He is in London or somewhere there. It was about 35 degrees today, maybe close to 40, 35, 40. Obviously dropped a little bit later in the day, which did not help. But when things calmed down, my voltage ended up coming back to like from 88 to like 90 volts, from 24% to like 50%. So I can imagine in the summertime, springtime, fall time, this is going to be a beautiful machine. Come on to have, you know. But like, again, like the main thing, I'm gonna repeat this, the main thing with the KS20 is portability, number one, range, number two, suspension, number three. These are the things I feel, and rideability. In my opinion, these are the things that I can think of on the top of my head to really consider when you're purchasing that KS20. Obviously, to a lot of people, the most two important things is the looks and the suspension. It's a real suspension. I mentioned that in another video, and a lot of other people did. It's a real progressive suspension, unlike the Master, unlike the EX, you know, where it's very linear. But who cares? Suspension is suspension, man. It's better than nothing. So unless you're doing hard riding, off-roading, the KS20, in my opinion, is not for the city where long distance riding is concerned. So one thing I forgot to mention is the battery management with the KS20. I'm not sure that KS has as good experience as Gotway, as Bigode, regarding how they manage their battery to performance. In my opinion, Gotway's just the best. You know what I mean? They're able to eke out a lot from their machines. You know what I mean? No matter which one you choose. So that's my small take, guys. It was fun riding today in this beautiful weather. I'm just trying to get back up to speed, but yeah, let's see. For me, on paper right now, Master is it. Oh my gosh, like EXN, high-speed MSP, Master, holy smokes. And the good thing about the Master, we'll talk about it in another video. Love you guys. Peace. Keep riding.